Welcome to Ready, Set, Roll, a side story. It's not your usual story. It's a different universe itself. Different characters, same players, and even an occasional guest. Welcome to Ready, Set, Roll, Side Shot.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Ready, Set, Roll. Due to this global pandemic, we have not been able to actually physically get together and play Dungeons & Dragons. It's killing me on the inside because I love to play face-to-face. You're not stumbling on top of each other trying to talk on, but, whatever. We still have an obligation to you all, and in these dark times, we want to bring a little light and fun. So I know you all count on us each and every week to do that. So, that being said, we have a new cast of characters coming in. They've been previous guests before. We'll just start out with Ben. He was on our Side Shot episode, The Edge, that we've advertised for. And Ben, you can say a little something about yourself if you want, or you can just say hi.
Hello.
Secondly, we have another reoccurring guest, Brennan. Brennan's been on the show 2 or 3 times now. He was in the Side Shot episode Project Z, and he played the awesome robot character of, what was his name? The Storming Crab.
I did enjoy myself some Storming Crab. I also had the pleasure of dimming for you guys, and for all of the audience out there, hello again. It's nice to be able to be part of this for you.
And lastly, our sometimes DM, our insightful friend, Daniel.
Oh shit, I gotta do one of those. Yes, it's me. I thought you got that McElroy deal. What happened?
Hey, I sent them an email, okay? That's as far as I can go. So, we've been advertising on the show the Curse of Strahd books, and for those who don't know anything about it, guess what? We're going to play some of it today, and hopefully you guys decide to pick up a copy of it. So, without further ado, welcome to Ready, Set, Roll, Curse of Strahd. Do 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 do. Oh shit! All right, so let's get this gravy train moving.
Okay.
We start our tale with our 3 heroes traveling to the town of Gravemoor. You were invited to a feast to celebrate the local lord of the region, Lady Windamore. She has had a great victory over the nearby barbarian tribes. No stranger to the call to arms from Gravemoor, you all know Lady Windamore rewards bravery and those who can overcome problems that others have failed at. As you all are traveling there separately, a strong breeze rustles the leaves as to guide you to the city. Ben, describe your character.
Well, on this path heading towards this destination was a tiny creature, hardly 5 feet in height. Probably the aside from that, the most notable thing would be, at least you could tell, would be the legs, which are just these 2 scrawny little, like chicken feet. And then on top of that, from the robes behind it, being the great black tail feathers that stick out from behind. The hood is drawn very far forward, concealing the face of what this creature is. But if anyone who knows anything of the creatures that wander this land, they can tell that this is clearly a very small kinku creature of sorts. Their wardrobe is, very typical of, imagine a sort of urchin character, someone who's obviously not on the higher spec of things, and typically looks like they've been through a lot, and they're just scrounging by. They have a little pack on their back. Holds more than likely, assuming from the drob attire that they have, probably owns everything that's wordly theirs. Uh, each step is, and due to how light the creature is, obviously it's very quiet. You don't hear much of it as it moves.
And what is his name?
Well, anytime someone asks the creature its name, all you'll see is, if it ever get to see its beak, is all you'll hear is the.
So the sounds of change rattling around in a pouch. Getting slightly turned around and having to ask a traveling merchant for directions, who only gave them to you after you purchased a multi-grain bar and a drink that he claimed would give you the vigor of a monster. Dan, describe your character.
Hi. My name's, Mossbeard. I've been moved along from my usual place of living because they said that me growing plants in the mountain was a bad idea because it was destroying all the rocks around and, was gonna cause a cave-in. So, I followed my trail, led me here to adventure outside of my home, away from my precious daisies, and now I'm here asking directions from some random passerby who's handing out snacks.
All right, sounds good. The birds are in the trees singing songs as they abruptly stop because they hear a rustling in the bush, surprising them. Brennan, as you fall out of the bushes onto the path, what is your character?
With a loud thud of clanking metal and lots of steel, I pick myself up, get the most of the whatever that is off of me, and just kind of look over at these other figures I'm finding. I, standing at a solid 6'7" tall, elven, devilishly handsome. Not devilishly handsome, just handsome enough, the right amount.
No devil
Running
involved here.
Down Henry Cavill.
Did you mention his name?
Oh, my apologies. I am always so forgetful about these things. My name is Roland Barovia. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Better than. Okay.
It's Baravan, but I like better than, so let's hot swap that real fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hear a pun in this name.
I mean, he'll be able to say it a lot as you roll in.
Oh yeah, serious.
Upon arriving to the high walls of Gravemoor, you can see a grouping of oddly dressed humans dancing, drinking, and trying to peddle small trinkets to those that dare get too close, or they accidentally make eye contact and are too polite to tell them no. Kind of like a mall kiosk.
Oh, God.
Would you guys make me a perception check?
Oh, yeah, sure. First rolls of the night.
Ouch.
21.
10.
I got a 15.
Okay. Ching Ching. The Kinku. You see a small grouping of city guards talking to an elderly man that's by the fire. Roland, you can hear them telling, like the city guards telling them to like buzz off, get the hell out of here. Pretty aggressive about it. But Mossbeard, you can see with a small twinkle in that old man's eyes, the city guard's demeanor kind of shifts from like I'm imposing to a little bit more relaxed, and they all kind of turn around and head back into the city.
Well, that was weird.
So, what would y'all like to do?
Let's go introduce ourselves. We are brand new here. This person obviously has met this guard before. I mean, look how fast they walked off. Clearly they're the person to get to know.
I don't know. They seem to drop their story a little bit too fast for me.
Do you have an alternative suggestion, Mossbeard?
Oh no, we're still gonna have to go through the front door. I'm just saying, things got a little weird there. Well, lead the way, lad. Or else we can have the bird talk to them.
Yeah, I think I'll lead, but follow behind me. Don't worry.
Alright.
I would like to just kind of go get our spot in line, as it were.
Great. So, basically, there are a lot of people going to this, the city of Gravemore, because she more or less invited the majority of, like, middle to high tier people in society that fought with her and for her in the battlegrounds. And so people are funneling into the gates. You know, there's only so many people that can actually get in at a time. So as you're walking by, these people are kind of like, not catcalling, but, you know, oh, sir, like you see one of them come up and he's like, you look like you have a fine taste for, you know, the finer things in life, the beauty, if you will. And he's talking to you, Roland.
Well, I certainly suppose that depends on what's beautiful that we're talking about, but yes, I have been known to enjoy a particularly nice thing every once in a while.
Well, let's just take your fine elven skin here. But I can see a few things that are cracking here and there. You have some slight crow's feet and a wrinkle above your brow, and I see you got a scar over here, and he's just kind of pointing out just small little things. And he's like, but I have a solution for all that. And he pulls out this, like, cream, and he's like, this has, like, mineral spirits from the sea. And he's just kind of bullshitting, you know, his way to try to get you to buy this product.
While that is delightful, I'm sure someone could get better use out of it. I'm only a young 300, and I have never looked better.
Well, sir, they say the 300's the new 200, but you could make it look like the new 100 if you, you know, throw me a couple coin my way. I can, you know what? I might have a little specialty back at my cart. I can whip you up something real nice, just specifically for you. Just throw me some shillings.
I'm going to take a pass, but I thank you for your kind invitation.
Okay. Listen. 5 silver. And it's yours.
I'm going to do an aside to Mossbeard and Jingles. Alright, Team Huddle. Do we think it's worth the 5 silver? I talked him down pretty aggressively.
No, lad, I can make you something better from my own stuff.
Is it going to smell like the last one?
It'll smell like lilacs and lavender.
Kinko looks up and just makes coin sounds.
Alright, you've persuaded me, good sir. I will produce the 5 silver and pay the man.
He kind of like bites on the silver and he's like, oh, you won't regret this, sir, and hands you like a small jar of it. It goes on, it's kind of oily if you put it on, you know what I mean? Like Vaseline.
Yeah, I don't plan to put it on right now. I'm just gonna like put it away for later.
I'm just saying, like, I would assume that you would like test it out a little bit, you know, like as if you were at a unfortunate and you were at a mall kiosk and they stopped you.
I'll do the what is it, like the little thing on the back of the hand?
Yeah, where they test it on the back of your hand and then they like rub a thing that's obviously going to get a chemical reaction off of it, so it turns black.
I don't think we go to the same malls, my friend.
Anyway, no, they're like, look at this, and I don't know. Anyway, so as you all funnel into the city of Gravemore, you all actually get into the feasting halls. At the gathering, a divine feast is scattered on the table before you. The smell of roasted meats, wines, and the sound of laughter fill the air. The three of you are seated at the same table, waiting for, the lady of honor to arrive.
Do they already have food on the table, or are we able to go get it now, or are we seeing, if we look around, is people grabbing food already?
The food is on the table in front of you. I mean, like, you got ham hocks, there's freaking hog,
fruit
everything.
and vegetables, anything like that. Kinku's very,
yes.
like, you could see the little bird just grabbing anything that looks like grapes, cherries, anything of like little fruits, little bitty nuts, things of that nature, just grabbing it and just hoarding it towards the bird. And then if you watch carefully, you may see it starting tucking things under its cloaks a little bit, like hiding it. And then every now and again just eating it, make it look like it's just eating and not trying to hoard everything it can get its hands on.
Is it poisoned?
The bird pauses, grabs one of the hen hawks, and waggles at your face. And then overhearing somebody, the bird speaks, going, "Eat, eat," and not in that person's voice. Eat.
Oh, that's right. You can do that.
Eat.
Kind of stuff. I mean, kind of.
Eat.
All right, I am hungry. Normally go for the vegetarian diet, but when food's a food. Thank you.
You immediately die. It was poisoned. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, good thing I waited for the canary.
Oh, God.
Should have stuck to the vegetables. So I will move on unless anybody else has anything else they want to say.
What's everybody else doing? Is it really just like everybody eating? Does anybody...
It's eating. People are gathered, like they're drinking. I mean, like the wine is just flowing. Everybody's laughing, having a good time. There's a whole freaking band in the back just playing up it's just a good time for all.
What is Roland doing? Is he just looking around at all this? Or what is he doing?
Oh no, like I'm like a napkin in the front of the armor, like fork and knifing my way through stuff.
Kinku sees this and tries to mimic it just because it's different, and Kinku's never done, and Kling Kling's never seen anything like this, so the bird's literally trying to mimic what you're doing, and just staring and watching every movement and copying it.
I'll try to help and to go slower.
The fork is proving to be annoying for the beak.
Seemed more like a copycat than a bird there.
Kling very quickly turns, points a knife, and says, "Shut up!"
Right.
Comes in the voice that came out is a very deep, very harsh tone voice, one that this bird heard obviously in the past.
Alright, I get it. You don't like cats. It's fine.
It hisses.
It has mimicked the hissing noise.
What the fuck? Alright. So, where's our hostess to be?
Well, as you say that, the crowd starts to calm down as a elegant woman in golden garb comes out. And she says, "Welcome to the Great Hall of Gravemore. Most everyone here knows who I am. The others, well, they have fought beside me on the battlefield. I am Lady Windamore. Tonight, we celebrate our victory over the barbarians of Marshhollow. But our true enemy strikes tonight. Our eyes being too big for our stomachs." She raises a glass. "To those who we lost, and to those who we've saved, may the walls of Gravemore never fall." And the crowd is like, "Hear, hear!" And, the festivities continue. And she is not shy. She's not one to, shy away from the party or the crowd. She is actually making rounds. Think of it more or less like a wedding. You know how... generally speaking, the bride and groom don't eat anything, and then they die at the end of the night from alcohol poisoning because they haven't eaten anything because they've been talking shit the whole night.
No, I don't.
That is oddly specific, though.
Yeah, what happened there?
But she is making her rounds around the, talking to everybody, making sure to talk to each and every person.
She wouldn't want to talk to an old moss beard like me. Which his beard is actually made of moss.
It's not real. He can't grow facial hair.
It's a tragic accident. He got into
Grows an all patchy.
Got in some glowing mushrooms and all of his beard hair fell off. So he had to replace it with moss and flowers.
See, like a human tree.
His dwarven pride and joy gone. He's got a fake.
Well, just as you say that, she taps you on the shoulder.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mossbeard. It's so good to see you.
How do I know her again?
So, basically, she has... You all were kind of conscripted to defend the city of Gravemore. All of you guys have, like, different principalities, like, outside of Gravemore, like, smaller towns. And then whenever she raises the banner, your towns go, like, she's calling you all to arms. And these barbarian tribes have been encroaching on your guys' land, so she was finally sick of it and like, you know what, fuck this shit. We're gonna go and we're gonna beat the shit out of them, and we're gonna celebrate after we beat the shit out of them.
Oh. Yeah, Mossbeard thought he could get out of those conscriptions by getting kicked out of his kingdom. So, guess not.
But she does look at you and she goes, how's the family?
Oh, I don't know, really. I haven't spoken with them in a while.
Well, after you
Exiled
can
me.
lose lands and you can lose your money, but really,
Yeah.
family's what really matters.
Are you sure?
I've lost both, and family always hurts worse.
That's true. But, I mean, the quicker my family dies out, the sooner I get to go home, huh? No, it's a joke. Don't worry about it. I've got time.
How's the mead?
Oh, sorry, I drink my own stash.
That's when Kingu
Oh,
comes up
very-
with the glass and repeats in Lady Windermore's voice, mead, and is like putting it in your face.
Yes, it's me, lad. Drink it.
So,
Huh?
the people outside, they didn't cause you all any trouble, did they?
No.
No, they were actually quite well behaved, I thought.
Well, they've been bothering some guests, and I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable. I know they didn't threaten you or anything, did you?
Nah.
They've
the
been
guards seem
threatening
to got-
certain people with curses and hexes, and
Well, I mean, I know the guards kind of went docile around them, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I've tried several times to get them to leave, and hopefully they get the message. Enough bloodshed has been laid, and I just don't want. I just fear that they will have to force my hand into doing something I'm not willing to do.
I mean, you're just pulling a few weeds, that's all. Gotta make the garden prettier.
Yeah, I suppose so. And she kind of sighs and she looks back. If they're not gone by tomorrow, I'm gonna send them a message. I may just burn their wagons to the ground.
How long have they been a problem exactly?
Well, they've been sitting by the gates for a few weeks now. At first, I thought they were refugees, trying to flee the barbarians, but they care not for that. And yes, they're free-spirited, but they also have a dark side, I would say. I mean, someone threatening curses and all.
Sound more like free-spirited beggars to me. Ooh.
Well,
spread fancy tales to get what they want.
Quick question, world-wise.
Yes.
How long ago did the barbarian raid start happening?
So the barbarian raids have been happening small at first. It was like about a year ago, and they were just hitting the outskirts, and then they started encroaching more and more. And whenever they started encroaching, basically a couple of her bannermen were like, if you don't do something about this, we won't come to your aid whenever shit actually goes down. So she was firm-hearted on trying to protect everybody. She doesn't like to go to battle, but she's not afraid to send a clear message, if you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, Mossbeard, have a good night. And she kind of waves at Ching Chong over there.
The bird repeats in her voice, "Have a good night."
And she wanders over to Roland. Roland, is it?
The last time I checked, yes.
It's so good to have you here. I heard you fought valiantly in the marshes. Are you having a good night?
I haven't had a reason not to so far.
Well, may the wine coffers never go empty.
Indeed.
You said that the people outside didn't cause you any trouble.
No, they were just begging for scraps, so I humored them.
It's when you hear Kinko repeat in that man's voice, 300's the new 200.
My age aside, they didn't seem too problematic, but I imagine it's because we didn't particularly delay.
Well, I just hope something comes of it. All right, well, have a good night, sir. And she kind of, goes on to another guest. She's not trying to stay too super long with any one individual, but she's just kind of making her rounds.
Mossbeard wants to incite her mood.
Okay.
Kind of figure out what's eating her up, because she seems kind of down a little bit, or tired in her mannerisms. So it's going to be a 13.
So she is not hiding it particularly. She's kind of upset that she has repeatedly given these people a chance to leave, and they have not taken, any of her chances to leave, and they've only disrespected her. And, after so many chances, you get the impression that she completely intends on burning everything that they own to the ground and forcing them to leave.
Oh, okay. She's gonna cause a forest fire where a simple plucking would do.
Do you think we should offer a more creative solution?
I can't really think of one at the moment. I mean, burning people's worldly possessions is a little much, isn't it?
I'd say so, but this has apparently been going on for a while. I guess the question is, why haven't they done anything until now?
Probably like what happened with the barbarians. People started complaining, she got the letters, and she wants to act on it now. But whatever. I think we should just enjoy the rest of the night and we can come up with a solution later. Aye.
So, as the night goes on, you all have a hell of a throwdown. I mean, everybody's getting it. But the party's starting to, kind of wind down. What would you all be trying to do?
Kinko's kind of curious, because Kinko had noticed is curious about that one figure the guards had been with. Does Kinku see that person here?
He is not in the Great Hall with you all. Um, would you like to try to find him?
Would it? So when we came in, what all did we pass? Like, was it just were we just brought into the Great Hall directly? Is there anything else prior to that? Do we know if we were allowed to go anywhere else
So,
without issue?
so really, the way that this place was set up, it's kind of like it's not a big castle or anything. You know, it's just they've been pestered by these barbarians that they actually made pretty good fortifications just in case they ever got to Gravemore. So the Great Hall is just a huge room, and it's kind of where she holds court or
Yeah.
parties or whatever. Outside, it's just a smattering of just homes, shops,
Yeah. If
this,
Kinku
that, and the
doesn't see
other.
the figure within, I'm just gonna refer to the character as Kinku just because of the name. Um, if the Kinku doesn't see the figure in the hall, the Kinku's not gonna look around for him.
What about the other two guys?
Like, do we see Jingles like sneaking away?
No, Jingles is kind of staying around, but it's probably noticeable that Jingles is looking around. Oh yeah, and the people around, like I'm assuming people have left by now, and the people are probably still around. Probably drank a bit too much. Is that to be a case?
Oh, yes, yes. There are people passed out. There are, people have left stuff.
What
You
kind
know,
of
it's
stuff?
not. There's like somebody forgot a shield. Another person like left a bag of like some rations and shit. If you want to know more, give me an investigation check.
Okay, let me bring up my stats just to make sure. God damn it! Even the fucking computer dice is fucking me. 11.
You can find like a bag of 25 gold.
Okay, Kinku's just going to very casually, kind of just act like it's even theirs. Just kind of grab it and be like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Hey, that's the way you steal stuff. Make sure
Confidently take it
nobody ever asks any questions.
and slide it into the cloak, like nothing happened.
Oh shit! All right, so yeah, that's what you find, and give me a perception check, you guys.
All right.
Including myself.
Okay.
God
Yeah,
damn
go
it.
ahead.
16.
6.
10.
Mossbeard, you hear something that sounds like the party has gone from the Great Hall to outside the walls.
What the? Are people partying outside?
Who are you talking to?
You two.
King's probably a little bit further off, I'm assuming. Well, how far away was this bag?
It's within, you could see him as if he was like looking around for you. You could kind of like scurry over. There's most everybody's kind of
Kinku's turned her head. Also, Kinku's going to be a girl because fuck it. Kingu turned.
Ooh.
Yeah, can't tell either way. It's a bird. Kinku's head tilts and repeats in your voice, party.
Yeah, I think it's those caravans outside. I think they're partying it up.
But if they weren't allowed inside, then what are they partying with and for?
Maybe their own booze. Should we go
Outside.
investigate?
Yeah, is there like a gate or a wall or like a tower or something we can like get up and look down on them at?
Basically, like the upper tier of the wall is for guard access only. You'd kind of have to sneak in.
So, Jingles, would you like to go take a look for us?
Outside?
Yes, outside.
Yes.
The bird kind of looks between you two and then towards the door, and then thinks, and then pauses for a second, and then gives a nod and repeats, "Outside."
I'm gonna call that a win. I will take my cup of this lovely mead I've been drinking and begin making my way toward the door.
Because that's where the Kinku's moving towards, is the door to kind of look outside. Kinku, if there's people, is going to stick close to them due to her small size and kind of use them as a shield as she kind of goes through, or just kind of stay out of open being obvious as she's moving towards to see what's going on outside.
Right outside the gate, you do see that caravan, and they're just kind of like living it up. There's a big fire, and people are dancing and stuff. That's what I can give you without a perception
Okay,
check.
so I guess I'll do a perception check. I hate you fucking dice. 11.
11.
So basically exactly what I said, and you can see that there's about a dozen people, men and women, all just kind of
Is there anyone?
down.
Is there people that were from the party inside amongst them, or is it just people all from the outside? Or I couldn't tell that.
Mostly everybody that's leaving the party is just leaving the party. Like, they're done for the night. The odd people are not even like messing with you all.
And has Roland and Mossbeard kind of followed behind, or are they still staying inside?
Are we letting them go by themselves?
I just want to know where you.
Roland.
No. Like I would be nearby. I assumed you'd climb up somewhere to take a look, and I just want to make sure no one's gonna like be like, "Hey, get down from there."
Yeah. They'll just go, "Oh, it's a curious bird." Easy enough. Yeah.
Bird
Just wants to fly.
Mossbeard will follow.
So, what's considering how she's curious as she is, she gets closer. She wants to go investigate, kind of see what these people are partying with, and if there's any possibility of loose goods.
So, give me a stealth check.
Oh Lord, is it dark? Is it night out right now?
Yes, it is.
With my small stature and kind of sticking to people as well as the night, would I be able to use advantage?
I'd say you can argue for it. Yeah.
Everyone's partying really hard with a lot of alcohol. I'd make that case too.
So what's 16 plus 7? My math is bad. 23. That
23.
word.
23. Yeah. That
Shush.
word. So
No.
go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. So with 23, I'm good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she's
yeah.
just kind of mingle amongst the crowd, just kind of keep to people, using the shadow and people, partying. Is there anything like that seems strange about this, or are they just legit having a good time?
They're legit having like a good time. You do see that older gentleman.
What is he doing?
He is sitting like at the fire, and he's about like the only one that has a lute, and he is just like playing up a storm. Every now and then he kind of like looks over in your general direction, but he doesn't like. You could tell he hasn't pinpointed you, but he thinks that there's something might be going on over there.
Okay, so noticing him, Kinku's gonna move back to find Roland and Mossbeard then.
Anything interesting or particularly shiny?
The Kinku repeats the sound of the lute, mimicking, and then yeah, she even does like a little dance, like she's dancing with the lute, and then she repeats in a woman's voice, "Man, guards, man."
So
Man, guard, man.
okay. Like the one by the fire
Sounds
over
like a
there, I'll just point
monstrosity.
like in that direction.
The bird nods frantically, and then she repeats, and she repeats in a very dark, like a dim, dark voice. Suspicious.
Well, we can go say hello or something.
Yeah, that's good enough reason to talk to somebody, and Mossbeard will start to walk over.
Gonna let Mossbeard lead on this one. I feel like he's got this.
And the kink is going
Oh,
to use
Lord.
Roland as a giant blocking shield because he's tall and she's not.
Yeah, I'm very tall.
Okay. Outside, the hot summer night is bright with stars, and it's a large full moon.
Stars.
The glint of a large bonfire and music grab your attention, and there are about a dozen people just dancing around the fire, and the old man's playing and singing a song, and he sees you all, and he's like, "Ah, yes, come over."
Deep in the heart of Texas. Yeah. Hello there, music man.
He bows slightly and he goes, "Please sit, enjoy. We're having a great time."
Well, looks like it. What you celebrating?
Oh, we always celebrating to be alive.
I'll
Right.
toast to that, and I will come sit by the fire.
Yeah. I'll toast that. You never know what might happen the next
Kink
day or the
repeats
day
in his
after
voice,
that.
alive.
He goes, "I'm Stanimir. It's great to see you all. So what brings you boys to our gathering?"
The Kinku very quickly in a woman's voice, I am a woman.
Yes, we heard party and music, and we thought our night shouldn't end so early and we wanted to party some more.
We heard your delightful music playing, and how could we resist?
Yes.
He looks at Kinku and he goes, I'm sorry. It's been a long night."
The Kinku's feathers look a little rough, like her tail feathers are fluffing up a bit, but she just makes a caw noise and then just doesn't seem bothered.
So, what are you boys celebrating?
Saving kingdoms. Nothing too exciting.
Well, here's to saving kingdoms and all that. And he takes a big swig and gets back to it.
All right, then. This was a fun party.
But as you seem like you're about to get up and go, he's like, "Hang on, sit back. How would y'all like to listen to a story?"
Kinku replies with his voice, story.
Rolling.
I'm always down to hearing new tales. I will definitely need to remember them later.
I'm going to tell you the story of my people. I'm sure you all have never heard it. It's a very interesting one. So, Stamer, he is kind of adjusting his lute, trying to tune it up a little bit. Then he reaches down into a packet, like a thing, like his pouch on the ground next to him, and he pulls out some stuff and throws it on the fire, and it kind of sparks big, poof. A large spark of flame shoots out and glows. It changes the color from orange to green after he throws this stuff. So the hue is completely different. You swear you could see shapes of faces in the fire at this point. What he did was completely unnatural. You don't know what he threw in that fire, but whatever it was is rather odd.
All right.
We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten. You can suddenly start to hear hooves in the background, as the flames show you the shape of a man being bucked off his horse.
Oh.
You're not quite sure that, you're not seeing like clear pictures of a man getting bucked off his horse, but it just looks like as the flames lick the air, it takes shape, and in your mind you're like, that looks exactly kind of like when you look in the clouds and you see
So
shapes in
it's
the
the
clouds.
silhouettes and the flames.
Yes. There's a large spear protruding from his side. Mossbeard, you feel like a sharp pain in your side, but you're just kind of like, maybe it's just the gout getting me from all that meat.
Gout.
One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp. We treated his wounds and he survived. When we asked him who he was, he declined to answer. His only desire was to go home, but he was deep in enemy lands. We hid him from them as we ventured to his house. The rumor was he was a prince and would fetch a pretty high price for his head. Yet we ventured on. Many of my tribe were killed trying to protect him, especially when assassins came. But we did not give up on him. We gave him our word, Just then, a strong gust of wind, comes through the camp, and it, kind of startles you a little bit. It gives you a chill down your spine.
Ugh.
The fire starts mimicking a fight between a man and several figures. He fought alongside my brothers and sisters. Finally, our journey came to an end, as we made it to his house. Thanking us, he said he owed us his life, and we were safe to travel his lands, and we were always welcome. He truly was a prince. The fire dims down into smoldering coal and smoke as the smoke silhouettes Stenmar's face. He leans in, illuminated by the red-hot coals. A horrible curse has befallen our prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave, traveling far and wide, looking for those heroes, such as yourselves, to end the curse, and to put his tormented soul to rest. Our leader, Madame Ava, knows all. Will you ride with us to Barovia to speak with her?
Kingo repeats in his voice, curse.
Tyrant.
With the orc threat subdued here as far as the tribes go, we do have to do something else next.
Yeah.
The Kingo makes the sound of coin and kind of rubs her fingers together, gesturing like coin.
I just imagine she opens up her beak and it's like Jingle,
She
jingle.
she literally can mimic the sound of coins.
That's so funny. Yeah, what she sounded.
Well, he is a prince after all.
Ooh. Are you planning to leave tomorrow morning, perchance?
Give me a perception check.
Perception check. Gotcha. That's a 19.
Just him?
All of you can.
23.
11.
So all of you kind of notice this as the fire started burning down. This smoke almost goes into the woods, and you would almost think that it was creating its own fog, but that's not possible.
Huh, don't tell that to a druid. Not possible. My
A
ass.
druid. No,
Yeah,
the Kingo really repeated that. A druid.
Oh, you... no shit.
He goes, well, if you plan to go with us, we'll leave tonight.
Okay. You know what? That's actually perfect. Would you mind giving us a little time? We've got to grab some stuff to prepare for the journey.
Trust me, we have all the provisions you need.
I know, but we have some information that we have to drop off.
He looks you up and down and he goes, "Sure, lad, we'll be here when you get back."
Okay, perfect. All right, you two, let's go.
Yes, I can feel the wine setting, and I think it is a good time to leave.
All right, where would you all be going?
To Lady Windamore
Okay.
to tell her we solved her gypsy problem.
Go ahead, Kinku. What were you going to say?
She's just going to stick close to them at the moment. The idea of coin from a prince is interesting, but the whole story's got her a little ruffled feathers.
Yeah, when we're like definitively out of earshot between destinations, I want to ask the others, did that not sit well with anybody else?
What, the fact that he could control the flames like Whimsy?
The Kinka repeats in that man in his voice, "Curse!" And she shakes her head, kind of like, no.
I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't really ever seen a curse before. So, I'm not used to anything like that. Are you?
Not particularly. Like, I am aware of them to an extent, but that's about as much as anyone.
Okay. No, I mean, it's not like we're doing anything else important, and I've got nowhere to go. Kicked out of my lands and everything.
Kinko just makes the coin sounds again, and she kind of tilts her head, rubbing her fingers, and she repeats, "Much? Much? Think?"
If it's a prince, very much.
And if they're dealing with a tyrant, I'd very much like to see that myself.
Yes, protect the lands and all
Kinka
that.
kind of shifts her head a bit. She's clearly kind of thinking, and she's like, "Curse!" But she's kind of like, gives a shrug of, eh.
Well, I suppose that is the element of the mystery, isn't it? We'd have to figure it out.
So I would say by this time you guys have reached where Lady Windamore would be.
So she just turns to the Mossbeard and repeats to him, "So, lady, I can't do your voice. Solve Lady Windermere's problem of people, yes?
Yes.
Maybe." And then she makes the coin sound again.
Yes. We've gone above and beyond the active
And then
duty.
repeats with Lady Windermere's voice. "Lady Windermere? Coin?"
Yes.
Kingu nods and repeats in the kid's voice. "Yes, yes." She seems a little bit more excited about getting to Lady Windermere.
I will knock on the respective door.
All right. Well, the door is opened by like a guard, and you see Lady Windamore, and she is sitting at a desk, kind of have like her hand on her head. She has a glass of wine in her hand, and she's just kind of stirring the wine. She just looks very like she's got a big decision on her shoulders. You know what I mean? And the wine's not doing her any favors.
Yeah, I'll ask the guard if we can speak to her for a moment.
The lady does what she wishes. And you see the Lady Windamore. She's like, "Yes, just come on in."
I will come in and join her at whatever table she's sitting at, if that's... Actually, what does the interior look like?
So, you all... The party is, like, basically done, and she's done, like, left. You're more or less in, like, City Hall type territory. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
This is like an office type situation. There's like a couple chairs and like a desk, and she's sitting at the desk just like staring at nothing, just staring at the desk.
Lady Windamore, it is apparent that a lot has weighed heavily on you recently, but we have come to a solution that you may find beneficial. Mossbeard.
All right. Sorry, I chewed on my own beard for a second. My lady,
Yes, Mossbeard.
We have solved your problem of the gypsies outside the front gate.
And she kind of perks up. What?
Yes, they are
you have?
leaving tonight. He looks at his two compatriots.
Kinky
Tonight?
shrugs.
Yes, they said it would. They stated it would be this evening.
Yes.
Oh, thank the heavens. I can't thank you all enough. Is there anything I can do for you all?
Mossbeard looks to you.
You just hear clinking sounds.
Yes. And she waves over at the someone who was kind of like in the back shadows that you didn't notice, and she whispers at him, and then he kind of reaches in his pocket and throws enough for 15 gold each.
Ooh, 15 gold.
My thanks. But we have decided to travel with them as a means to see this through, to ensure that this isn't going to just come right back.
I see. So they are a rambunctious sort, if you haven't noticed already.
Yeah.
I wish you well on your travel.
That's fine. We're just going to usurp a tyrant, apparently. I don't know.
Is this something I should be worried about, or?
Nah.
There was a lot of smoke and stories, as it were.
Well, I guess be safe on your travels. I wish you all the luck. Godspeed and all that.
Worry not, my lady. We will return to your arms soon enough to help you in whatever situation you find yourself in.
Well, it's been a long night. I think I'm going to turn in.
Good night, my lady. Ugh, that sounded just ugh.
A little bit.
Ugh.
I will also
Ugh.
bid Lady Windemore good evening and begin making our way back to... Is there anything else we can think of we need?
Well, they said they had plenty of provisions. I wouldn't mind stocking up on a couple of things, though, just to be safe.
True, but what's open this hour?
Not much. Like,
The table.
if anything.
Actually, we could go back to the party and get any kind of like perishable or non-perishables to bring with us, like rations.
But I mean, Clank here already stocked up a lot.
I wasn't paying attention, did they?
She shakes her head no.
Last year, a little bit stuffier.
She
than
shakes
I
her
last
head no.
remember.
That must be that's
Alright,
not fair. Then
alright.
we have just had a lot to eat.
I get
She
it.
puffs her
Putting on
feathers out to
pounds.
look bigger.
It's okay.
Shakes her head no.
Well, I say that you all stock up on a couple provisions. You're just kind of grabbing things here and there. For
Bread.
the most part, it's been kind of cleared out because there was a shitload of people here. But you get enough stuff for a couple more days on the road.
Bones for calcium.
Yes.
Pickles, if they put pickles out.
So when you get back to the camp,
Can I buy a healing potion?
everything's closed. It's really late.
I tried.
So by the time you get back, Stanmeyer is like, please go ahead and get on the cart, and I'm going to wrap things up here. And you all see, everybody's, by the time you get back, everybody's already packed up and ready to go. And you take off into the cart, forward into this fog. Stanmeyer has a bucket of water and dumps it over top of the fire to snuff it out and says, I declare this meeting of the Midnight Society closed.
What?
Society, watcha.
Oh my god.
Those who get it will get it. It's a Are You Afraid of the Dark joke.
Oh, I haven't seen that stuff in forever.
So, as you enter the strange fog, your eyes grow heavy. It might be the turkey and wine, or maybe it's just Maybe it's just the fog smothering you like a blanket.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
And on that note, we'll see you next time on Ready, Set, Roll when we actually get to Barovia.
Oh boy.